think that World Cup is up today, and have Raya, we have joining Pakistan one. I don't know how to describe. Victory yesterday, and they did.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but it's kind of warped. There's a lot of lag is there. It sounds like you're drunk.
How did you start talking?
Yes, so today was a great game. Oh, guys, I'm alone on YouTube. This is the first time. Come on, guys. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna start it off myself, guys. आज का जो match था, it was really good cricket from Pakistan. I'm going to give them their due. Some good power play batting by Mohammad Haris after the wicket of Mohammad Rizwan, who I feel has to step up now in the next match. And if they do somehow make it into the okay, Musafa is back.
Hear me?
Yes, sir. What's his name?
It's not good.
No, it sounds like it's a dream में कैसी आवाज है? It's like a robot is talking. Yeah, so guys, I'm sorry for the disturbance, whoever is watching. So Mohammad Rizwan got out early. Wasn't a great ball by Panel, but still, after that, Mohammad Haris came in and actually showed the intent that all the Pakistani fans were waiting for from their opening batsman or probably even the number 3. You know why? Because they have been so slow and so cautious with the approach so far, and suddenly Mohammad Haris coming in and playing those shots, hitting those sixes. I think it was that first 6 in the power play in years. In 200, in how many? There was some time I saw it on Twitter. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not up to date with the numbers. But those shots mara, and then that lap shot, the scoop that he hit against Anrik Nokia just before he got out. I mean, he was superb today, Mohammad Haris. And again, Babar Azam struggling with the same issues. Babar Azam has to step up now. Hopefully, in the next match against Pakistan, we see something. Against Bangladesh, we see something from him. And, whenever is here, also here, Mustafa is back. Oh, no, whenever he's gone. So, काफी जल्दी ऊपर नीचे हो गया. And after that, they actually, South Africa had Pakistan in a very bad position at one point of time. Yes, Mustafa?
Yeah, can you hear me though?
Yes. Now you're speaking normally. It's no more sound from the 2040s, or 20.
I'm really sorry about that, Ran, especially to you, but to everyone else as well. But I was listening to what you were saying the whole time, and that was a very impressive stat about like the 6 in the power play you were talking about.
Yes, they They had only hit 1 6 in the last 7 months or something in a power play. I think that was a stat that I read somewhere. But that is true though. I'm not making it up.
Wow, man, that's an impressive stat. Vinay joined us as well. Vinay, how are you doing, bro?
Not bad, you?
All good, man.
Sorry, what was the stat? I just heard the last part.
Yeah, the stat this was Pakistan's second 6 in a power play in the last 7 months or something. I'm not sure the exact amount of time, but I can assure it was a long time ago.
I am positive about that. The kind of stat that Rizwan and Babar usually give. I'm not surprised with that stat, actually.
Yeah, the whole world must be wondering, man. Like Ran, that like these guys, they lose to Zimbabwe, then they beat South Africa. But we've seen this over the last 20 years.
And look how they dominated them from in the field with the bat. They were dominant except the first 7 overs.
I wouldn't say they dominated, to be honest. I wouldn't say dominated, to be honest, because there were a few points. Like they were in dire straits at 43 for 4, right?
Yeah.
Then they built a partnership. They built a partnership there, and then there were a lot of drop catches, a lot of misfieldings that costed South Africa a lot. And then they kind of bowled not to their strength. I felt they bowled more to the batsman's strength, and the batsmen were capitalizing on those deliveries and stuff. I think South Africa should have done better in terms of their strategies at that point, but I don't feel like Pakistan dominated. It was just South Africa gave it away, is what I felt.
But it was a very convincing win in the end, man. Like
Yes,
like
of course.
38
Yeah,
of
it
the
was a
last.
convincing win. Yes.
Like you
From that
exactly.
point of view, I'm saying Vinay bhai, that they like
Yeah,
they were
exactly.
dominant
Yeah.
because after that 43 for 4, that poor start, I think it was Pakistan's game to lose the way they played. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, also like getting to 180, that is dominating, man. Like the dropped catches, but I think if you can look at it two ways, you can say like how Vinay said about India that they didn't feel South Africa didn't look like they wanted it. They didn't look like they were up for the battle today because they could have easily gotten Pakistan on out for 130, 140 and chased this down. So it depends on how you look at it. The other thing is like the way Mohammad Haris set the tone, and then Iftikhar and Shadab, the way they batted, they put pressure on South Africa. And South Africa, when they're under pressure, they do make mistakes, and that's another way to look at it. And in the end, it was a very convincing win. Yeah.
The way Shadab played today, I didn't know he had that kind of an innings in him against the South African bowling attack, especially. And it was a complete, like, I saw Harsha Bhogle's tweet as well, one of the better all-round performances I've seen.
Very impressive.
Very impressive.
I've seen him do it in Islamabad, but the pitch is completely different. The bowling is different here. In this kind of bowling.
Sydney, this tournament has been a batting favorable for batting. This pitch, Sydney, most of the high scores have happened over here. Couple of 200s and all, but still coming out at that point of time, 100 for 5 or something after Nawaz got out, and then coming and absolutely bludgeoning of the bowlers all over the park. That's what impressed me the most, and he got the crucial breakthrough also. Otherwise, South Africa were ahead on the Duckworth-Lewis.
Yeah, one thing also I noticed, Vinay, maybe you can elaborate on this. Maybe you don't agree on this, but one thing I noticed, the square boundaries in Sydney are shorter. So like the Asian teams, in particular Pakistan, they like playing, those pulls and square cuts. They were getting caught in the deep in the other ground. So over here, they were clearing the boundary. And when you try to hit straight that extra bounce, you get out. Like not everybody can play that Virat Kohli type shot. So I think that the square boundaries kind of help them along with the pitch, like what Ryan said.
Yeah, if you actually notice, most of the times the like how Shadab was playing, or even when Mohammad Haris was batting, they both were coming outside the off stump and going towards the leg. Right? If you analyze it, like both, that's why I think they were successful, because they were kind of targeting the shorter boundaries, and even Shadab's 6 on the offside on extra cover, that was also another short boundary. Short. So I think they capitalize more on those shorter boundaries and try to hit on those areas. And that's why I said, right, like Pakistan, like they played with the bowling a lot, and South African bowlers actually bowled to Pakistan's strengths rather than bowling their own line and length.
A lot of full deliveries, and then we saw full tosses as well.
Exactly.
Punter is asking if Miller played, would he make any difference, or will the result be the same? I think what would have made the difference if they took the catches, whether Miller played or not. Of course, him in the middle order there against those two spinners, it might have made a difference. But I felt the way Stubbs and Klaasen played, they played really well. They after the rain break, they actually batted well against Shadab. So
I would say. What's his name? Klaasen played well. I thought Stubbs actually struggled a bit. Like
towards the end,
18 of 18 in that kind of
pressure of the run rate. We're so
it was,
used to. We're so
it
used
was
to
in that kind of scenario. Like you're expecting him when he's coming into bat, you're expecting of Stubbs to be that pinch hitter and the hitter at the end of the innings. You do not expect him to play run a ball, especially when you're chasing. Right?
But he's
someone kind of a finisher that you're kind of putting at that position. So I don't expect him to play 18 of 18. If it was like Klaasen's innings, like 15 of 9 or 6, whatever, right? That is what is expected of Stubbs, not 18 of 18. That's not acceptable, especially at that position.
Stubbs also, you see, I rate him very highly, but after that knock he played against England earlier this year in August or September, 72 of 25 or something like that. Since then, he just hasn't kicked on, Malum, like, especially in international games. I haven't seen anything from Stubbs to convince me that he could actually play that role consistently, although I rate him very high. So Stubbs' form coming whenever, if Miller comes back next match in Netherlands, I am fully expecting South Africa to go through, but the semi-final all, when South Africa probably do not have the help from the top order.
He's a young guy. He'll learn, bro. He'll learn. Like, he's very young.
ये टूर्नामेंट में अभी तक दिखाया नहीं उन्हें क्या कर सकता. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he will. in the future. उसको जल्दी भी लेके आएंगे team में, but he will, like, honestly, like for me, there was that Shadab over. He played that well, but then after that the pressure just got to him. The pressure got to him. He couldn't.
Especially
He tried to hit. Yeah, then Naseem over, it just got to him. It was difficult, and then even Klaassen got out, and he just slowed down. I agree that that's not the strike rate you require, but end of the day, where South Africa lost the game, it has to be their fielding and their bowling, and that was the key part. Let's go into the eye test and talk about a few individual performances.
So, in this section, I'm sorry, I would like to start, and I would like to mention someone in this eye test, and that is Temba Bavuma.
Yeah, if you're listening, I was going to give you him. I wasn't going to give you a choice.
Yes. I just want to talk about Temba Bavuma today, and I don't think that was Temba Bavuma that I saw playing today. 36 of 19. I don't think when I need maybe dream karanga ke Messi innings I'm capable of playing. Okay, and today he gave the Tuk Academy a bite of their own medicine. And bola, dekho, main bhi kar sakta hu. So I was impressed that he actually stepped up when PAK and Russo got out quickly. So Temba Bavuma, especially in the eye test, I'd say, he did his job as the opener.
Usko kuch wajah se captain banai. You have to believe in Bavuma. And today's innings shuts everyone up. Like the 38 of 18, they didn't win, whatever, but it'll give him a lot of confidence. Now, I agree, but tell me about the shots that he played as well. There was a lap in there as well, right?
Yeah, there was everything in there. He played a beautiful pull shot to start off everything. Thodi short of a length from, I think it was from Naseem, and then especially in that Haris Rauf over, he just went berserk. He was using the pace, finding the gaps, hit a few sixes. Over point, he was very strong today. And uske baad, it was a brilliant ball by Shadab to get him out. But I thought, this was the best I've seen Bavuma bat in quite a long time, especially in limited overs cricket.
Yeah. Vinay, before you go, I'll pick a player because you'll be a bit surprised. I think everyone wants me to speak about Chachu because I picked him in my fantasy team. But I'm going to go with Mohammad Haris. I think he completely changed the whole momentum of the game. He showed all the other players ki bhai, you don't need to rely on Babar and Rizwan. Other people can bat. It's not just about these two. You can play attacking cricket. You can play aggressive even against the fastest bowlers in the world in Australia. And the way he set the tone, outstanding. He caught me off guard, I'll be very honest. And I was watching him closely. That lap he played off Nokia, sensational shot. It's something that I watch Butler do, but I did not expect this of Mohammad Haris. He played when he came on initially that leg side shot, and overall just he shifted the momentum and he just showed everybody ki bhai khel sakte cricket. It's not only about Tuk, it's not only about Babar and Rizwan, and completely shifted the momentum. So Mohammad Haris is my guy in the eye test, and I feel that although he got out early and Pakistan could have still lost the game after his innings, it just I think will give everybody the belief in this team that listen, we can play aggressive cricket against any other. If you can do it against the South African attack where India struggled, then you can do it against any other team.
Okay, is it my turn now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who do you think I'm gonna pick?
Either Shadab or Chachu.
None of them. I'm gonna go with Shaheen
Afridi. Yes.
Shaheen Afridi. 3 wickets today. Comeback game for him, I guess. After all the criticism he's been getting about injury and not able to run and everything, I think.
It was not criticism, Vinay. It was evidence.
Yes. Yeah, whatever. But that is something I think he bowled really well, especially in the power play and picking up those crucial wickets at the top. I think that especially QDK's wickets, I think QDK was on song. It just hit the bottom of the bat. Otherwise, it would have been a easy 6 if it had hit from the middle. That's how that ball was and stuff. And I think him and Russo and everything, I think he changed that momentum for Pakistan. He broke their back, and that's what helped Pakistan actually gain that victory, I guess.
Yeah, Shaheen Afridi, that's a good shout over there. Punter Singh, would you play Brevis in this World Cup or too early? I don't think you can play him. He hasn't played for South Africa, right? So he needs to play for South Africa first and then get him in. I don't think it's too early today. He's extremely talented. But I just feel you need to get international bilaterals under your belt, and then after
in February or March, I think South Africa hosting West Indies. So I'm sure I think Brevis will get a chance in that series.
Yeah, you might see him in the next T20 World Cup for sure. There's a big chance.
Yeah.
Again,
But
the
but
guy I'm not.
if you play Brevis, what position are you playing him in this current lineup?
I think number
But that's the
3.
thing. I can only assess that. I can only assess that when he plays the bilaterals and stuff. He might be a AB kind of player. He might play instead of Markram. He might play 2 down, 1 down. He might play instead of Stubbs. He can play anywhere right now, but we'll have to see more of him, right? And then
Yeah, the only thing is like Stubbs being in that position at this point, I think it's like he's occupying a batsman's position. So a like for like replacement would be Brevis, but then you have a huge tail for South Africa after that, because you have Parnell, who's a decent all rounder but not the best right now, and then you have the whole tail of three fast bowlers and a spinner. Right, so I think South Africa needs to look into that and see if they can bring in some all-rounders who can, like Parnell or someone who can actually bat. But from the bowling lineup, I don't think they can change anyone at this point.
yeah, Ren, do we have you back?
Yes, I'm sorry, just having a little bit of a.
No worries. I also had the same. I had a. But Vinay answered that question about Brevis. I think those 3 points that we talked about, Shaheen Shah, Afridi, Mohammad Aris, and Bavuma, like these were smaller contributions in the whole, compared to the other players. But if you just want to quickly talk about Chachu, man, this guy in Australia is a different beast, and
Yes.
the amount of criticism that he gets, but then in these conditions, play that aggressive cricket. Hats off to him.
I think Chachu, Iftikhar bhai, I'm sorry, Ifti bhai. Chachu, he favors the ball coming out onto the bat more than those dead UAE wickets or in Pakistan in the subcontinent conditions, and he's making full use of it, Mustafa bhai, against India and today as well. The thing I appreciated most again is coming at 45 for 4. वहाँ से building that innings, getting to 185 and not letting go and not consolidate करके 130 140 मारकर हम खुश बैठ जाएंगे. That was not the approach which I liked from Chachu, and especially he was supported by Nawaz. Let's not forget that partnership bani, that was with Mohammad Nawaz, and then Shadab came and he took over from Chachu, and usme bhi Chachu hit 2 sixes, one of that 106 meter 6 biggest of the Super 12. So something about Australia favors him. Maybe it's the pitches, maybe it's the ground, maybe it's Chachu's mental state of mind. Jo bhi hai, I don't know.
I think he doesn't have a problem with pace, and UAE wickets, it stops a bit, so maybe that disturbs him.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. And extra bounce also, he has a good pull on him as well. So I don't.
Chachu reminds me of the young Yunus Khan days. That's how he bats. That's how he bats. Like Chachu's technique. Is very Yunus Khan kind of technique.
But in these conditions, he's like one of the top batsmen for Pakistan right now. Hats off to him, and he gets a lot of criticism. So I'm really happy in that perspective. Vinay, from South Africa's point of view, if you just look at the death overs in particular, the way Rabada bowled, I was, very. Not what to say the word. I was kind of disappointed, to be very honest with you. I expected him to be better, even in the middle overs. The likes of Nokia getting hit like that. What do you think? Apart from hitting the wrong lines, do you think that pitch wasn't? They got carried away after Perth, or what was it in particular?
I think it was more the full tosses. Like it was, I wouldn't say that they were trying to bowl those Yorkers. I think, and every time they were trying to bowl that, it was just like easy full tosses for them to hit. Like similarly, like Haris Rauf today, like bowled really bad. Like 2 overs 37. 2 overs 37. That's not acceptable from him, his standards and stuff, especially being regarded as a very high T20 bowler. It's not, and in that situation that South Africa were in, I don't think that was acceptable in terms of his bowling. I think the overall, some of the paces like Rabada and Haris Rauf and stuff, they just erred in their line, and that's about it. It just was a bad day in the office.
100%. And people whoever's watching, please ask your questions and give your comments as well, what you thought about the match. And just to end this section, Pakistan still alive. Ryan, you think they're going to call up? Man, this Pakistan team, it happens all the time. Even 2019, they were there till the end, but then they got knocked out in the just before the semi-finals. So does Pakistan qualify? There was chat about if South Africa and Netherlands gets washed out and Pakistan win, they go through.
It depends on net run rate, na?
Yeah, they have a better run rate.
Yeah.
So even if Zimbabwe beat India, then Pakistan can go through.
Yes.
But realistically, what percentage are you giving Pakistan?
I mean, it is, I'd say, about a 15%, 10% chance, maybe 10 to 15% chance, because South Africa losing to Netherlands would be a low point for them also in their history of cricket. Because Netherlands have, I'd say they have decent bowling, but their batting has been terrible so far in the World Cup. And I think South Africa easily go through. And Adelaide, sorry, Vinay, please, I would like to hear your thoughts.
Sorry, just to say from 10%, please up it up to 40% or something, because if South Africa Netherlands game gets washed out, Pakistan can go through with a good victory because they're not behind on the run rate. Right?
धूप है कहते Adelaide में.
धूप है ना, धूप है. It is absolutely sunny, hottest day in
Yeah.
Adelaide in the last 1
I
month.
live in Canada. यहाँ धूप का prediction होता है, अगले दिन ही सामने ओले पड़ रहे होते हैं इधर.
हाँ तो
कुछ भरोसा नहीं है कहीं का.
कैसा बोल सकते हैं जब बारिश होंगी तो फिर बोल सकते हैं.
नहीं, अगर just in case if there is rain, or even if India loses, Pakistan is through. Because Pakistan has better run rate than India, and it is very close run rate with South Africa right now.
So give me your percentage, Vinay.
I'm going to go 40%. Still, everyone has a good.
Pakistan is going to qualify.
40% Pakistan might qualify.
So that means India or South Africa are going. So, okay, listen. If it doesn't rain, how much are you going to give percentage?
If it doesn't rain, about 25.
So you're giving Zimbabwe a good chance against India.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because
it's a good game, man. It's a good game. This World Cup has been unpredictable, so you never know. You cannot count anyone out.
But what you're doing is you're counting Bangladesh out. What if they beat Pakistan? I gotcha, baby.
But if Bangladesh beats Pakistan, doesn't matter. Bangladesh, India still go through.
Pakistan don't go through.
Pakistan doesn't go through, then India and South Africa go through, right? So that's why Pakistan gets 25%, no? Pakistan gets 25% only, no?
What percentage are you giving Pakistan to beat Bangladesh?
Oh, that I'm going 70%.
वो 70% लो, फिर आप ये परसेंटेज लो कि बारिश हो जाने वाली है, फिर आप वो बोलेंगे नेदरलैंड्स साउथ अफ्रीका को हराएंगी, फिर आप ये परसेंटेज लो कि जिम्बाब्वे इंडिया को हराएंगी. अब आप 1-2%
इतने परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन है कि कुछ भी हो सकता है अभी. कुछ वर्ल्ड कप इज वाइड ओपन. लेट्स सी द गेम्स एंड देन डिसाइड ऑन हु एक्चुअली विंस.
No, I think you're right in that way. कुछ भी हो सकता. But for Pakistan, everything, that's just a dream, man. If they make it to the semi-finals from here, it has to go perfect, bro. It's not easy. You're relying on all three results. You're not relying on one game.
Yeah.
You're relying on three games, including your own game. ऐसा नहीं कि हार गए तो फिर हम लोग आ सकते हैं. ऐसा नहीं होता. So now tell me this, Vinay. I want to ask you this because I know Ryan's answer. From the three games, who has the toughest game out of India, Pakistan, South Africa?
India.
Because it's at MCG, I think. Because
I'm going India.
Because
I
it's at
think
MCG,
Pakistan is
to
the
be
tougher
honest.
game, bro.
I'm going India because it's India might take it lightly, right? Might take it lightly, and there they can probably lose. I'm just
lightly chappal hum marte Rohit ko Mumbai airport pe. Bro, they've already suffered 2 knockouts. They're not going to take it lightly. Trust me, they're not going to take it
I
lightly.
hope so. I literally hope so.
I can see where he's coming from, lightly ke alawa.
I don't see where he's coming from.
From a tactical point of view, एक second, from a tactical point of view भी देखा गया तो जिम्बाब्वे जो है वो अनगरावा मुजरानी जो आपके फैज भाई के चहीते हैं फेवरेट्स, वो लोग मेलबर्न की ट्रैक हैज बीन टफ टू बैट फॉर अभी तक देखे हुए एक्सेप्ट कोहलीज मैजिकल इनिंग्स वहां पर. तो मैं एक्चुअली टू बी ऑनेस्ट आई कैन सी जिम्बाब्वे हैविंग अ चांस. Not going to give them more than a 25% chance, but they have a chance of beating us.
They do have a chance, but I think they have a good chance, especially that they beat Pakistan and everything. But there's two things you have to consider. One thing is that Bangladesh is also coming off a very good performance against India, right?
Yes, no doubt.
It's not going to be easy, and they have something to play for. For Zimbabwe, I don't think qualify. If they win, they will qualify. So Bangladesh have more at stake. And another thing is, for me, India has not played their best cricket. I think today Pakistan's performance has been really good. Yes, there was a lot of chances given to them or jo bhi hai, but their performance was really good. India till now I haven't seen a convincing victory from India, so I think their best is still yet to come. We might see it in the semi-finals, we might see it against Zimbabwe. But I that's why I'm backing India, man. This I know it's a bit nervy. You're Indian fans in particular, so I know for you guys it's also that but if you look at it from just a cricketing neutral point of view, which is very difficult because no one's neutral.
I can't be neutral when it comes to India.
Nobody is neutral. If I'm trying to be neutral, I'm just looking at the matchups. For me, India should qualify to the semi-final. If they don't, फिर चप्पल लगेंगे मैं बोल रहा हूँ
विनय भाई से एक सवाल है.
हाँ बोलो.
विनय भाई, साउथ अफ्रीका को 1992 से बोल रहे हैं कि आईसीसी टूर्नामेंट्स में दे आर द चोकर्स बोलते हैं. So do you think that gene will वापस activate होने वाली है against Netherlands or not? Do you think there's a chance?
I don't think so. Against Netherlands, no. I don't think so. Like that should be an easy victory for them. Like if they don't, then
वहाँ पे चप्पला पड़ने वाले हैं.
वहाँ बहुत चप्पला पड़ने वाली.
मगर एक चीज है, सिकंदर ऐसा smashed India, but that was the second Indian 11, but he smashed it at that time. But man, I'll be very surprised if India lose. I'm telling you very honestly. There's still rain around as well, so that game might be rain affected.
Melbourne में आएंगे. Rain है तो
नहीं, rain affected तो India through है. Rain affected India through है then.
और भाईजान अगर साउथ अफ्रीका का रेन इफेक्टेड है, इंडिया इज आल्सो थ्रू देन.
No.
I read that on Twitter.
No, because let me tell you, net run rate, South Africa is much better than India. So both will be at 6 points at that point.
South Africa is better than India.
तुम गलत ट्विटर पे मैसेज आप पढ़ रहे
हो. आप सोचो कि इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, साउथ अफ्रीका तीनों हार गए, बांग्लादेश जीत के टेबल टॉपर्स यार. I will cry.
Yeah, that will be very, very shocking if that happens. But yeah, there's still, it's anybody's game. The other group is well alive as well.
Yeah,
so let's talk about that because there's 2 games. So it's time for our fantasy pick sections for tomorrow's games. Here we go, guys. So the 2 games tomorrow is Ireland versus New Zealand, and we have Australia versus Afghanistan. Ireland, New Zealand. Ryan, do you think Ireland have potential to cause another upset in the tournament, or it'll be an easy win for New Zealand? New Zealand still need to win, right? They're not through. They have to win this game.
Yeah, it's winner takes all.
Yeah, exactly. Out of these 3 games, jo hai, I mean, between England, Sri Lanka, Australia, Afghanistan, Ireland, New Zealand, we could say relative superpowers versus a minnow. Sri Lanka ko bhi I'm going to call it a minnow. So, sorry, Vinay, I know how much you love Sri Lankan team.
जबरदस्ती मेरे को श्रीलंका के पीछे बना दी.
अरे रैन, एक second. Do you think anybody would have had Dhananjaya in their fantasy pick as one pick? Like I gave him 2 picks, he picked 1, he picked Dhananjaya, and the guy scored like.
I would have thought Vinay Bhai would have had. Vinay Bhai के पास ही हो सकता था Dhananjaya.
Yes, because he knows his team inside out. कोई भी नहीं pick करता Dhananjaya को. हाँ बोलो रैन.
तो कल के मैचेस में मैं अफगानिस्तान को उतना ज्यादा चांस नहीं देने वाला हूं, बट आपको ये भी कंसीडर करना पड़ता है कि फिंच, डेविड एंड आई थिंक स्टॉइनिस, these 3 are a doubt for tomorrow.
Yes,
we could talk of that in the fresh of the press, but in more detail. So Ireland, after the way they played against England, agar again early wickets diye, wo game is not a cut and dry result ही है for New Zealand. That is going to be a tough game for them, I have a feeling. So I'm going to give Ireland a little bit of a chance, but I think Australia has smashed past Afghanistan.
Okay, so for the first game, New Zealand versus Ireland, I will ask Ryan to pick New Zealand 2 players, and I'll ask Vinay to pick 2 from Ireland.
New Zealand, I think I'm going to go with my first pick that I had in the opening match, and Finn Allen. After that match, ज़्यादा perform नहीं कर रहा, I'm backing on him to perform tomorrow. And from Ireland, I've actually आप हमेशा.
No, I don't want Ireland from you. I want 2 New Zealand.
अच्छा, you want 2 New Zealand from me? Finn Allen एक है, and I think I'm going to go with my boy Mitchell Santner.
Mitchell Santner, a different type of pick. Vinay, your 2 picks from Ireland.
I'm gonna go Paul Sterling tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Dockrell.
Paul Sterling and Dockrell. Okay, good shout there.
Dockrell is going to be tomorrow's Dhananjaya De Silva. देख लो आप.
But yeah, no, Sri Lanka.
Mostly, you have to pick your picks. You have to pick your picks.
But then it becomes like then koi na koi ka chances.
Pick 1-1 now. Pick 1-1.
Pick 1-1 from each team. You're saying?
Yeah. We did
Okay.
2-2 from each team. Now you do 1-1 from each team.
I picked one guy for New Zealand consistently.
Who?
So I'll continue to pick him.
Glenn Phillips?
I picked him from the first game winner. You remember that before he. And Ryan was also there. Because of this, I picked him. So I'll go Glenn Phillips. And from Ireland, I will go. Bro, that guy, man. Balbreen. Captain.
Oh, Balbreen. Okay.
Balbreen.
Lorcan Tucker was serving after his performance against Australia.
Yeah, the thing is, मेरे को Tucker
That's one of
यही नाम आ रहते मेरे दिमाग में जब भी so I didn't want to go through that. I think I want to be a bit different. Tucker, Tractor और कौन सा है दूसरा?
Tractor नहीं यार,
Camphor का नाम like दिमाग में रहता. But yeah, I'll go there. Now let's go Australia versus Afghanistan. Now I'll flip it. Ryan, you go Afghanistan and Vinay goes Australia. So Ryan, go for it.
Afghanistan, मैं जो है, I think I'm going to go with अपना opener क्या है इसका नाम? नहीं, not the opener. Actually, I'm going to go with this guy. Zadran, कौन सा Zadran है? Zadran है वो?
Ibrahim.
Sorry, Ibrahim Zadran. He played well, I think, against last match.
He had a good Asia Cup as well.
He had a good, Ibrahim Zadran जो है उसके साथ जाऊंगा मैं, and I think bowling department में Mujib Rahman.
Mujib, yeah. Vinay, आपके हिसाब से from Australia.
Who do you think my pick is going to be?
I know. Bro, this guy always picks that guy from Australia, bro.
Zampa? Mitch Marsh, huh?
Go, Vinay. Tell me I forgot.
Team bolte raha hu.
I'm going to take Cameron Green tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
He's going to play? He's going to play?
He's most likely going to play. According to me. I'm not sure.
If he doesn't play, you get minus 15.
That's fine. I'm still going to go with Cameron Green. Okay, and I'm going to go Mitchell Stark.
Abba! Vinay was saying Mitchell should be out of the team. He shouldn't play for Australia.
Yeah, I'm expecting a comeback from him tomorrow. No, I'm expecting a comeback from him tomorrow.
He took 4 wickets, but that was a poor performance. Bagan के बाद नको करो तुम्हारे को मालूम विकेट है उससे पॉइंट्स मिलते हैं और 4 विकेट लिया उन्हें लास्ट गेम में.
मैं उसकी वजह से लिया. I'm expecting a comeback from him and being.
He took 4 wickets in the last game, bro. That's fantasy.
But he gave away 43 runs. That's not it. After bowling a maiden over, giving away 43 runs.
4 wicket calculate होते हैं, runs नहीं calculate होते. It's fantasy, bro.
No, I understand, but that wasn't his best performance. I'm hoping he's going to give his best performance this game.
You jumped on the Mitchell Stark train. You saw that he's.
I did. I'm going expecting him to perform this game. I don't consider last game. I was critical about him last game as well, even though he picked up 4 wickets.
Okay, Vinay bhai, one question, Vinay bhai. So tomorrow, now we abhi मैं बोला कि Finch है and sorry, Musi bhai has gone. So Finch is not playing and David है नहीं है, Stoinis नहीं है. So are you expecting Cameron Green to open or Steve Smith to open?
Cameron Green to. Yes, Steve Smith might not. No, Steve Smith will come down. He'll probably play where Tim David plays, which is very. Yeah, he's probably going to play number 6 because there's no way in hell that they're going to promote him up the order. Then you can't play Mitchell Marsh or Glenn Maxwell at that position, or you swap Glenn Maxwell with Steven Smith at that point.
मैं सोचा था स्मिथ के साथ कल ओपन करेंगे because Green is a good opener, but I think he can do the job. David is doing big hitting coming at the end.
No, I think Green has been tried and tested in that opening slot, so they won't take that gamble of bringing in Steve Smith. But the only change, if that happens, Steve Smith might come 2 down if there are early wickets, and then Glenn Maxwell will play number 6 instead of Tim David.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you guys the question: if Australia beat Afghanistan, New Zealand beat Ireland, and England beat Sri Lanka, what is the
England and New Zealand?
England and New Zealand, but Australia को 150 runs ऐसा कुछ है, I think I read 130-140 runs से जीतना है.
किसको?
Australia has to beat Afghanistan 140 runs or 7 overs or something.
But even then, if England also win by a big margin, then that it changes,
Give
right?
themselves a chance. That is so.
See, let me talk about net run rates. New Zealand is way above. You cannot come towards net run rate towards New Zealand at all. They're at 2.23.
2.23.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
England is at 0.5 right now,
Yeah.
and Australia is at minus 0.3.
Yeah. So
So, in order for Australia to go through, they have to win by a huge margin, and they have to expect that England doesn't beat Sri Lanka by a huge margin. Like
that's
if
what I'm
they
saying.
if England's this thing net run rate comes a little more down, right, and Australia beats with a huge margin, then they have a chance.
मगर मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ अगर इंग्लैंड जीत गई राइट उन लोगों को
Yeah.
ऑटोमेटिकली रन रेट डाउन नहीं जाता राइट बिकॉज
They,
दे won the game.
no, it can still go down. It can still go
How?
down.
Under 20
because
runs is something.
because you run a ball versus it's the average between how many overs you've played versus how many scores you have given runs that you have given as well, right? So your average can go down at that point.
अच्छा वैसा है wickets to
Oh.
runs
Yeah.
आप
So how
देखो-
do you think South Africa's net run rate went
Exactly.
down today?
Yeah.
because they lost.
They though they
Against
lost.
India.
Yeah, against India.
It went down because of the run. Okay, so win by a big margin.
Yes.
And they have hope that England don't win by a big margin. But
Yeah.
if England lose and Australia win, then Australia will go through.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, that rule persists, right? From the last World Cup. Remember, India, either way, we're going to play in Dubai, not Abu Dhabi, the semifinals. So Australia, either way, are going to play in Sydney. Vinay, confirmed?
Yes. As long as New Zealand wins. As long as
Doesn't
New
matter.
Zealand
I think
wins.
Australia, either way, will play Sydney because they're the host nation.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah, because if it's not, then there's something seriously wrong. Because India got that as well, and I think it is because I heard on CricBuzz as well that Australia will play in Sydney. If England come through, then it changes a bit. But yeah, I don't know 100%. Vinay, you have to do you have to help me with the research.
So the first semi-final is A1 versus B2, right? And that's at
Yes.
MCG.
No, it's Adelaide
What
and
is it?
Sydney. MCG is final.
Okay, Adelaide and Sydney. Okay, I thought it was one MCG and one Sydney.
Group 2 का winner versus Group A का runner up जो है, they will play at Adelaide. That's the rule. That's what I've read.
Yeah. ये मैं आंसर एक सेकंड में दूंगा and Punter will be shocked. It was last year. India got knocked out in the group stages.
Yeah.
But yeah, बोलो रैन क्या बोल रहे थे?
क्या?
कुछ बोल रहे थे for the semi-finals.
हाँ वही India अगर if we finish as group winners and whoever finishes second in that group, then the semi-final will be at Adelaide.
But if it's Australia, I think it will be at Sydney. That's what we have to confirm.
But it's both Australia, Ramsar. It's not like one is playing in New Zealand and one is playing in Australia.
It's A1, B2. It's all about A1, B2 and B1, A2. It's that only. It's not going to be based on like host nation or anything. I don't think so.
क्या too much कर दे रहे विनय. अच्छा ये बोलो who is your two picks from this group, Ryan?
From the this group, okay, New Zealand and England. I've been consistent with this. I think बहुत बड़ा है net run rate.
मैं तो पहले से न्यूजीलैंड इंग्लैंड बोला था but I think Australia has a good chance, man. I don't know, Sri Lanka might surprise England. England जो खेलते हैं right, they play amazing cricket. I love watching them. मगर भरोसा नहीं है मेरे को इंग्लैंड पे.
अगर कल लेकिन आप लोग अगर कल exactly
what if
न्यूजीलैंड को हरा दी
हाँ
बोलिए मेरे
न्यूजीलैंड वाला गेम छोड़ो what if Australia loses to Ireland and Sri Lanka beats England?
Sri Lanka is through.
Whoa, then we're gonna get the flags out. Then we'll have a celebration on chasing the target.
Because Australia में अभी 3 non-starters खेल रहे हैं, तो it's their first game. कुछ भी हो सकता है.
मैं सोचा भी नहीं रहा. देखिए कहाँ से सोचा ना फिर मेरे को बोलते लोग कि मैं ऐसे
मैं points table देख के बोल रहे सब.
मैं इसलिए आप लोग को आयरलैंड एंड न्यूजीलैंड का बोला क्योंकि मैं चारों लंका बीट्स इंग्लैंड क्योंकि I think more likely than Afghanistan beating Australia, it's Ireland beating New Zealand. I have a feeling that. So Ireland, if it beats New Zealand, then New Zealand has a chance of going out if Sri Lanka beats England.
मेरे को ये
कुछ भी
बोलो
हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है.
अगर विनय तुम याद है तुम क्या करे दूसरा टेबल का प्रेडिक्शन दूसरे ग्रुप का इंडिया एंड जिम्बाब्वे बोले याद रखो.
Yeah, I know.
खाली याद रखो.
फैज भाई तो क्या बोले थे, ऑस्ट्रेलिया अफगानिस्तान.
But I will be surprised if Australia, even though मैं इंग्लैंड न्यूजीलैंड ही बोला था, but I will be surprised. दूसरे ग्रुप से मैं क्या बोला, पाकिस्तान साउथ अफ्रीका बोला था शायद before the World Cup started. Or something like that.
Loyalties lie, brother.
तुम इंडिया के विरोधी करते.
No, or I said India and South
इंडिया के है ही नहीं.
No, the thing is, man, India pe like you know right now I'm enjoying it as India.
You talk about you trust Rohit, but you don't trust Rohit. That's why you don't pick India.
In Rohit, we trust, baby. The trust keeps. But the thing is, with India, I'm enjoying it more like this. They're not dominating. But kya khatarnak matches were entertaining matches, man. The Hotstar was 18 million yesterday in that Bangladesh match. And I'm really enjoying it as it's like, you know, if you look at it from a fan's perspective, it's very annoying. Like, you know, you're taking a game like this against Bangladesh very deep. You should finish it off. Even the Pakistan game, I'm sure nails were everyone's biting nails. But I think for India, it's really good they're winning games like these because semi-final pe. If they get their best performance out, you know, that might take them to the final straight away, and they might not have that slip up which they normally do in knockout matches. That wraps up the picks for tomorrow. So for me, I think New Zealand's going to win and Australia's going to win. I think you guys will agree with me, and we can move on.
Yep.
All right, let's go on to Vinny's favorite segment because this is Vinny's speciality, spreading news and
fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press. Vinay, basically, this is male version of gossiping, bro. This section.
You love it because you're the Karan Johar of this group.
मेरे लिए ये पहला खबर है कि Mr. Virat Kohli should have been deducted -5 runs yesterday for his antics in the field where he faked a throw. And Vinay, you always talk about this rule since it came out. I think it came out recently, but you've been talking about this rule, fake fielding. Apparently, the umpires didn't see it, and the third umpire didn't see it, whatever it is. Your thoughts on this? Because you come from an umpiring family, and I want to know your thoughts.
No, absolutely. Once we actually look at it now, we didn't notice it in the game and stuff, and I think that's where the umpires also missed. But when you look at it, it clearly shows that it was fake fielding, and India should be deducted 5 penalty runs. But that wouldn't have changed the nature of the game. I think they would have
lost still 5. They lost by 5.
No, they lost by 6.
They lost by 6. Are you sure?
Yeah. It would have been a 1-run victory still for India.
They needed 7 off the last ball. He took a single, so they lost by 5.
Yeah, even they lost by 5, it would have been a tight game max, right? Yes. But I think it's more coming out now that they are trying to put the blame game and stuff, I think. But if it was noticeable then during the game, I think it would have been better for them.
Rand, there was another thing today that happened. That Rabada ball, it should have been called a dead ball because the umpire put his hand out when the ball was being delivered, and then it was because the spider cam I think came in between. But then he put his hand back, and the ball was continued, and it was called a wide ball because it was a wide. But again, that was an error, against South Africa, you would say, because it should have been called a dead ball.
Yes, I agree.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that, but I also saw it after. I didn't say during the game.
I think I want to talk about the fake fielding thing. Is that I think the Bangladeshi batsman, I think Nurul Hassan Sohan, that guy, he saw it. I don't think he even saw it in real time. If he had seen it in real time and said it had affected my running, then he could have got the 5 penalty runs then and there itself. But he came out after the match and said it hours after the match. I think when he saw the replay only then he noticed, because he could have said it immediately and got the runs, right? So why wait until the end of the match?
Yeah, and Virat Kohli also getting another no ball.
And both are fair here. I mean, 2 bouncers. I mean, if the umpire is not seeing it, that's entirely the umpire's fault. please.
Yeah, I think the no ball thing that was it was a no ball. The fake fielding thing, that's -5, bro. Like, to be very honest with you, that's -5 points, and for me it changes the complexion of the game. I know Vinay says that it probably Bangladesh should have still thing, but it is a big call. The umpires need to do
Yeah.
better. As simple as that. If it goes against your team, or if you're captain of that team, you will be very
No, but complaining about it after the game is not the correct version. Like, you should have brought it up during the game when it happened.
Yeah,
Right?
no, I'm not talking from
That's the
Bangladesh's
point.
point of view. I'm
Yeah,
criticizing the umpiring. I
yeah,
think the umpiring
absolutely.
needs to
Like,
be better. Yeah, I'm
see,
criticizing.
see, umpires are humans too. At any given stage, like, sometimes they do miss certain things in the field. Like, how many times do you think, like, the fielders inside the circle, they might be just outside the circle, right? An umpire might not notice it. Like, that
But
is,
when that's why
there's
there's a third
many
umpire there
possibilities.
also. He has a TV and
No,
everything, bro.
third umpire cannot intervene with these kind of decisions. He doesn't have that authority.
सही में बोलो.
Yeah, I'm seriously telling you.
Only
Third
the
umpire.
crossing the line. But still,
So
bro,
third,
Vinay ball
see,
वहां से आ रहा है.
as a third umpire, the things that he is actually able to say is when there's a no ball, if there's any run out stumping calls, and if a player is going out and coming in, he has to note the timing and stuff. Those are the things that third umpire is responsible for.
Yeah.
Right?
But
He's not responsible for checking, like, if it was a fake fielding or anything, because it's not his purview. He's also looking at a TV screen. He's
okay,
also
fair
looking
enough.
at a
But
TV screen.
Vinay वो जो angle था सीधा उसके लिए था, like it was squared leg angle only, like it was right in
No,
front of
not for him. Not for him.
the
Because
umpire
not for umpire, because he's also looking at a TV screen.
with the square leg.
No, not the square. I'm talking about the third umpire. You talked about third umpire right now.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking like the original decision where you say they makes mistakes. I expect him not to make that mistake. Okay, fine. The no ball against the Nawaz one, for me, that's 50-50 call. Personally, maybe I don't think I would have given it as no ball, but I still respect umpire's decision on that. It's 50-50. Here, you're making a blunder, bro. Like, it's such a big game. It's a close match.
Yeah.
आपके सामने हो रहा है, so that's something that
Rehan
Rehan is joining us for Discord right now.
Yes, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this happened. I thought you guys did it as a prank. इसलिए मैं खामोश बैठा हूँ. I don't know. ये कुछ हो गया by itself. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It keeps happening.
You remember that वो कार्बन पेपर रखते थे ना? ब्लू कलर वैसे कलर का लग रहा है.
क्या क्यूट दिख रहे हो man. But हाँ Vinay, yeah. Sorry?
I have more fresh of the press news. We never talked about those. We're only talking about World Cup, but there are many things happening outside of World Cup.
But talk about World Cup only because World Cup is happening.
Hey, I want to listen to Vinay Bhai's news.
Okay.
So Imran Khan was shot in a protest a march recently, and apparently he's stable right now. But hopefully things get better for him.
Wishing him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, that's a big news for on the Pakistan corner. And there was one other news I forgot. Give me just 1 second. Mr. Shikhar Dhawan is the new captain of Punjab Kings. Mayank Agarwal may or may not be retained for IPL 2023. The auctions are coming soon. They have to lock in their team soon. November 15th is that date. 12 days from now. So stay tuned for IPL updates as well.
I hope a similar decision is made regarding Kane Williamson as well very soon. I don't think we should persist with him. So, आप क्या बोलते हैं?
भैया आप उसको वार्नर को निकाल के उसको लिए ऑक्शन में उसको रिटेन करे 16 करोड़ के लिए.
आप सुनो, 14 करोड़ विलियमसन के 14 निकालो, आप बुरान के 10.5 निकालो, 25 यही बन गए. आप 5 बेहतर प्लेयर्स ला सकते हो.
भैया फिर राशिद को ही रिटेन करना था पहले, विलियमसन को क्यों करे?
इसलिए तो मैं हमेशा चिढ़ता हूं ना एसआरएच मैनेजर के ऊपर. आप समझ रहे नहीं ये बात. मैं कभी एग्री नहीं करता एसआरएच के डिसीजन से, क्योंकि
भैया दिखने में क्यूट कौन दिखता है केन विलियमसन ना. पट्टी उसी पे फिसल गई.
मैं आपको बोल रहा ना, अगर अपनी स्क्वाड जो है मिस्टर बैचलर ऐसे शोज, मिस्टर इंडिया में जाती है ऐसे, मिस्टर यूनिवर्स, उसमें उसके हिसाब से उन्हें असेंबल करी है टीम, नॉट बेस्ड ऑन क्रिकेटिंग मेरिट. I've never agreed. We'll have the discussion another day when I want to rant.
But
I haven't ranted.
I like some of the picks. So I like the Sunrisers team, but yeah, like the thing is,
an imbalanced squad, man. Pathetic.
Huh? क्या
How can
बोले?
you only go with Washington Sundar, who doesn't even turn the ball as much as you notice? That was one of the worst decisions.
But
And
yeah,
it
like
just happened.
Warner Rashid, like okay, Warner का मेरे को फिर भी I would have never done it. Warner का I would have never done it because the guy won
Screwed
you a
him over the
championship.
previous season by dropping him from the game
He won you a
because he just had a
championship,
few
bro.
bad games.
Yeah, I would have never done that. Rashid का he wanted to go himself. It was a bit of controversy, this and that. Okay, I understand. Warner को कभी भी नहीं छोड़ना था. Yeah, Vinay. और
And
बोलो.
one last news. Mumbai is finally qualified first time in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy into the finals, thanks to Mr. Shreyas Iyer scoring 76 today, and some good contributions from Prithvi Shaw and everyone else in the team. So Mumbai are probably the favorites looking at the team, but they have a weaker bowling lineup. But their batting is pretty
I
solid.
think Shams Mulani played whenever.
Yeah, Shams Mulani played.
Yeah.
Vinay, शुभमन गिल कौन सी टीम में खेल रहा?
Punjab. They are also through. So it's Punjab versus Mumbai for finals.
Yes.
No, Punjab lost. It's Himachal versus Mumbai finals.
Finals, yeah, because I saw Shubman Gill was playing, I think, today.
Rishi Dhawan performed.
Rishi Dhawan picked up 3 wickets. And it's Himachal versus Himachal won the Ranji Trophy. Now they're in for the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy as well.
Yes, very good. Ryan, do you have any news for us for today?
वही मैं आपको already दे दिया ना मेरी injury news जो था. Who all got injured?
Yes, so उसमें थोड़ा elaborate करो आप. Finch क्या बोला था press conference में? I can back you up on that.
Finch had a hamstring injury from what I've heard, I've read. Stoinis, I'm not sure what happened to him, and also Tim David, I'm not sure exact the nature of the injuries, but those three have been doubtful. I think it was from Hindustan Times and Australian newspaper.
So Stoinis and Tim David got injured in the last game, and
Yes.
they didn't even take the field in the last game. And Finch pulled his hamstring while running during his innings, and he, even though was in the game, sorry,
they didn't take the what?
They didn't take the field.
Oh, field. I thought you said match fee. Yeah.
Tim David and Stoinis didn't take the field last game, and Finch he came in for a bit, then he went out, and then Wade captained for the rest of the game. So.
Ooh. Okay, that's good information. Might be now the interesting thing for me is that if Finch doesn't play, whoever steps in and then replaces him as a player, and then the captaincy as well. If Australia kill it, then what happens with Finchy? That's in the semi-finals. That's going to be interesting. I still think he'll play the semi-finals, but
and Vinay bhai, one more thing. If all three, David, Stoinis, and Finch do not play, then they have one batter light because they only have Smith and Green as their batters. They have Richardson and Agar. So do you think slow left arm from Agar as well as the number 7?
They're going to bring in Agar most likely.
Agar. Yeah, I think that
they have one more player remaining, no? In the 15.
Kane Richardson.
No, so you have Green, you have Smith, you have Richardson, you have Agar. Okay.
Agar.
Yeah, 15.
Vinay, welcome to counting. Yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up from. I think from India side, they've reached the MCG. I mean, they've reached Melbourne. Which I saw a photo of Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, and these guys. So they're in Melbourne. There.
You didn't see this photo?
Yeah, I saw
from Sky.
He's not the RP that we thought he was. But I saw that, and they would be playing over there. And also, how I think Pakistan are playing in Adelaide, right, against Bangladesh.
Yes.
Bangladesh also played in Adelaide, so that will be interesting. Because
and the game between South Africa and Netherlands is an 11 o'clock match in the morning.
Yes.
So hai T20 10 a.m.
हाँ, पहले 5:30.
हमारा कितने बजे?
आपके टाइम से 7
बजे है.
8 बजे है रात में.
अभी टाइमिंग चेंज हो रहा है ये वीकेंड, तो कुछ भी वापस टाइम चेंज हो सकता है.
कुछ भी हो सकता.
कुछ भी हो सकता. 1 घंटा पहले भी हो सकता है, 1 घंटा बाद में भी हो सकता है.
It will be like around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock your time, Vinay, in the
prime time viewing, brother.
Prime time viewing, brother. So enjoy that game.
सारा जो सेमीफाइनल फाइनल है सब कुछ 3 बजे सुबह.
Yeah, everything is at 3 o'clock because it's going to be prime time in India, right? So you gotta consider the bigger audience, and that's
and
what.
एक चीज notice करें, all India's matches were either on a Wednesday or a Sunday.
Yeah,
And all
why
of them
Wednesday?
I have no idea. बस कहीं तो fit
Okay,
करना था ना.
Give them
Musti,
good rest.
Musti, I have to talk about this. I have a theory. Whenever Manu plays and India plays on the same day, India loses.
Sunday match है United का.
Sunday match है United का.
Sunday, हाँ.
Whenever
India,
Manu and
this
India
is
play
why
on the
you're
same
giving Pakistan 25% chance and India you're giving Zimbabwe the edge against India. This is the reason.
मैन्यू और इंडिया का जब मैच होता सेम डे पे इंडिया हमेशा हारती. तुम चेक कर लो.
I don't believe in all this stuff, bro.
इंडिया पाकिस्तान जो लास्ट ईयर T20 हारे थे इंडिया, राइट, उस दिन भी मैन्यू का गेम था. अभी इंडिया साउथ अफ्रीका वाला जो गेम आ रहे हैं उस दिन भी मैन्यू का गेम था.
India or yeah, I don't know. Like, if it
I'm telling you, there is a jinx. I
think you're getting very nervous about the Zimbabwe game. You need to believe in the boys. Punter saying Manu and Vinay equals Manus. But yeah, Punter, given your predictions as well, we have 2-3 minutes left. Given your predictions, who you think will be the top four? I'm telling you, I think it's going to be India, South Africa, England, New Zealand. I'm backing India, man, because
India plays England and South Africa plays New Zealand.
South Africa, New Zealand, man. Wo match I want to watch after 2011 World Cup and 2015 World Cup.
Yeah, I think that would be a great team. And I want to see South Africa, New Zealand, like either semifinals or finals. I need to see that game. Not only because what Ryan said, I think they're top two quality sides, man. I really enjoy watching the cricket. Yes, they lost today, South Africa. New Zealand also lost to England, but I just really like the way they match up. Punter saying India, South Africa, India, New Zealand, pretty much what I said. And Ryan, I think, also agrees with us in that sense. And Vinay's boys I don't think will reach Zimbabwe, he said. So yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult. Any last thoughts? Anything that you guys wanted to discuss or any questions you have for me?
No, excited for the next games. Nervous for the Sunday when India plays Zimbabwe. Manu is also playing, so hopefully.
I have a question. When are you going to the second floor?
Sorry?
When are you going to the second floor?
I knew this question will come. Please ask me cricketing questions. I knew this question was going to come. I have a theory. India can beat New Zealand in World Cup games. I don't know if that's a theory or a fact. I don't know.
If you in one of the games, wait. In one of the games.
Vitori डाल रहा था.
अरे यार याद नहीं है मेरे को. I don't know why.
अरे तो India then they had to beat England where you and they had to be South Africa. I don't
उसमें भी हारे थे वो इंडिया में जो वर्ल्ड कप हुआ था जिसमें सेमीफाइनल में हारे थे वेस्ट इंडीज से. उसमें क्या गंदा हराया न्यूजीलैंड ने इंडिया में आके.
हाँ, इंडिया को 90 ऑल आउट कर दिए थे. मैं कॉलेज में था वो
टाइम पे. इतना गंदा हराया उसमें.
यस, उसमें भी हराए थे पर 2011 में नहीं खेले थे, राइट? दे डिडंट प्ले अगेंस्ट.
नहीं 2000 मैं 2016 की बात कर रहा हूँ. इस सऊदी और
नो आई वाज थिंकिंग 11 में भी हराया क्या. 11 में साउथ अफ्रीका हराई थी इंडिया को. Yeah, but India, New Zealand, it's becoming that kind of thing.
In one of the games, I think New Zealand versus England game, there was a play card that England, we want you to win so that you play India in the semi-finals.
Yeah, but I remember 2019, everybody was happy that India got New Zealand.
At that point, on the form and everything, yeah.
South Africa beat Australia, and New Zealand just sneaked into the semi-finals because they had results go in their favor. They even lost to the last couple of games, but they sneaked in, and everybody was like, "Yes, India got New Zealand." Everyone was saying. I don't think anybody complained at that time, but they still lost. Since then, people are starting to get nervous. Then the World Test Championship happened. Yeah, I don't think it's a theory. I think it's a fact right now. But anything can change. The India-Pakistan Mocha thing changed, so India can overturn this as well. If Pakistan could do that, India could do that as well. For me, I don't. I learned my lesson in 2019. I don't look at if I'm the captain or even as a fan. I don't look who you're playing the semi. Bring on anybody. Never do that. I've done it as well in the league. Like where I'm like, no, let's lose. Like let's lose or let's play the easier opposition. But I'm not doing that again. Bring on whoever. It doesn't matter. Just play play the semi-final, and that will make
फाइनल में thrashing मिली तुम्हें उसमें याद है?
हाँ?
फाइनल में thrashing मिली तुम्हें उसमें याद है?
negative से ही मिली मेरे को thrashing. But even from India's point of view, they did that against New Zealand, right? I mean, they didn't do that, but the fans were so happy and they learned the lesson. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Ryan we need to let him go and party. The lights are going crazy right now, so we have to let him enjoy. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Then we have Saturday, Sunday. We have a bumper weekend, so it's going to be a busy weekend for us. Please join us on Chasing the Target. Please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends, and we will get you the latest. And hopefully, we'll get you more content, and we'll increase our content as our subscribers and viewership grows. We're a new channel. Hope you enjoyed the content. Any suggestions are always welcome. And I have to really thank everyone watching. I know Punter is watching. I don't know who else joined us, but whoever's watching, I want to thank you guys. And I really want to thank Rayan, Vinay. Also, Faz and Abrar, they're not here. They join us a lot as well. So thank you to everyone for making this a fun show. And I'm really enjoying it. And hopefully we'll get some more content and some exciting guests as well in the future.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Have a good night, guys, and take care. Peace.
Good night, guys.
Peace.